This is Python's Paradise. This is your host, Greg Gilbert, aka the Python Hyena, straight out of Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada, but rocking a beautiful Christmas Toronto background behind me because I love Toronto and I celebrate Toronto as my true home. But here we are on the morning, Saturday, the morning of December the 21st, 2024. I just got done cleaning four buildings. But you know what? I am ready for this. Been looking forward to this. I got a four-time guest on here today, and I met her for the first time back in Silver Wave Film Festival 2010, I believe, when she made a movie called Plaster Rock. Well, she was also in some cult films like Drive-In Massacre and Trick or Treat. I'm talking about Jackie Giroux. How do you do, Jackie? Welcome back.
Huh? Hi, Greg. Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, well, I'm glad we're still in touch, I think
Mhm.
that's awesome. And yeah, did you go trick-or-treating on Halloween?
No.
No, I was in
No, but
Toronto
I
on
get a residual
Halloween.
check. I get a residual check every Halloween for that movie. And it's so funny because I have a small following on Facebook, and people always say, I'm going to watch your movie tonight. And I going, why bother? It's kind of a has-been movie, but people like it. They get a kick out of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get where do you get more residuals from, Trick or Treat or Drive-In Massacre?
Trick or treat,
Okay.
believe it or not. Yeah, I think when Stu made Drive-In Massacre, we didn't do it under Screen Actors Guild,
Okay.
and so I don't ever get residuals from that. I get it from To Live and Die in LA, and I
Hmm.
get Trick or Treats, and there's a few other movies, but just a few. Yeah.
Yeah, we lost William Friedkin not too long
Ooh.
ago.
Yeah, yeah. I was shocked because I didn't think anything could kill him. I mean, wow, he was a very powerful person off the set and on the set. Very powerful. Yeah.
I love his commentary tracks on his movies. Like he really gives you a feeling what it was like to be on the set. He's just
Mhm.
like I've heard the commentaries he did on The French Connection and The Exorcist, and just little things he just pulls out, and so. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah. But I was in Toronto on Halloween, so I was at Frightmare in the Falls, and I had a great
So
stay up there for a week. Yeah.
did everybody get dressed up? I mean, on the streets and stuff in Toronto? I mean, were they in
Yeah,
costume?
I didn't. I didn't.
Look at the costume you're wearing now. That's a costume.
I'm wearing Emma Stone. This is Emma Stone
Oh,
on my
okay. But I
shirt.
guess with the background, it sort of looks Egyptian or something. I don't. That's very nice. So I know you're crazy about her, right?
Oh yeah, I love Emma Stone. She
I
won her
think I've
second
lost you.
Oscar
You've
last
frozen
year.
in midair.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a
Hmm.
big Emma Stone fan.
I know you are. Yeah, I know you are. That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But nonetheless, how are you feeling today? I know you've been a little under the
Ah,
weather.
well, as you know, I got a new dog, 100 pounds. They were going to take her to the pound, and I can't have that. All my animals are saved from the evil pound that puts them to sleep. And so taking her out, she's not used to me. I'm not used to her. Just dragged the hell out of me across the street. So broke my ribs on my right side. Oh, they came over and licked my face like, thank you. But I'm okay. I mean, I'm not on any drugs or anything. Gosh, I remember our first podcast where you said, "Oh, well, red people bring red drinks, for red bloody films like Drive-In Massacre." And I started drinking, and I was drunk by the end of it. I have such a laugh when I look at that. But anyway, no, I'm okay. And I mean, hopefully this dog learns how to say stop when you say stop, like a horse, you know?
I thought you told me, correct me if I'm
Mm,
wrong, I thought you told me you had a Chihuahua and it got way
never.
out of hand and it chased after this wiener dog that it got all excited for and you couldn't handle that. Isn't that what you
No,
told me?
that's a better story. It's okay. I think I'll switch my story to that one then. Okay. I think I'll switch my story. I never had a Chihuahua. I have only had and still have large animals. I had a Belgian Malinois that just went over to the Wounded Warriors. They adopted it, a full-grown Venus, um, because there was a soldier who came back who was in need, and
hmm Oh, you froze. You froze.
help out the
Oh, there
needy.
you go. There you go.
Mhm.
Yeah, you froze there for a moment, but yeah, I was gonna say, we could try to get you Paris Hilton on speed dial. She might have I think she has one of the little dogs for every handbag.
She did, and she probably doesn't have them anymore. Um, Paris is sort of self-involved, but to each their own. I mean, she can afford to be. She probably has a nanny for each one. I don't know. It's nice when you're born in the Hilton clan, isn't it? Even I
Yeah,
would know that luxury.
we got our current prime minister doesn't know what our luxuries are. When you're born rich, you do-
You
and then
just
you
don't even
start
know. You
yeah, and
just
then
don't even
start
know.
yeah, and then starts lecturing the public about climate change while going jetting around. I just love this one. I see celebrities do it too. They'll
Hmm.
go, they'll preach about climate change, and then they'll get on a
Ah,
jet. Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. Get on their personal, or the one that really bugs me. Also, besides that, that's a very good point. Besides that one is you don't need your guns while they have four bodyguards carrying guns, like Leonardo DiCaprio. I mean, we will target him for sure. Um, I don't need my guns. I don't carry a gun. He's got four bodyguards. They carry the gun. That's
Wow.
okay. So if we could all afford a bodyguard who's licensed to carry a gun, we could all give up our guns. Except one day the bodyguard's liable to turn around and smack him in the head with a bullet. You know, you have one gone rogue, right?
hmm
Anybody can be bought today. Anybody. So that's
Yeah.
something. And I think the celebrities are starting to see that. I don't know if you're aware of what's been going on in Hollywood, but it's just unraveling. Uh, all the studios are selling off parts, if not all, of their studio.
hmm
Um, a long time ago, the Chinese bought into the studios, starting with like Warner Brothers and Columbia and yeah, parts of Universal. And now today, and that's how the newscasters, everybody said, well, how did CNN get so much power and ABC News? Well, they were all bought by the studios who were bought by the Chinese. That's why we have so much fake news today. Nobody ever points that out, but that is a true story. Well, today, especially now that Trump's back in, um, there's no Hollywood. There's no Hollywood. Anybody, I mean, Sylvester Stallone moved to Florida and he's a Trump supporter. And Mark Wahlberg, they're all moving to Vegas to get out of Hollywood. And Vegas is the new Hollywood, quite frankly. So is Georgia, parts of Georgia. Um, so Hollywood's falling apart. And plus, they haven't learned their lesson. So much nepotism with, as foreign distributors have written. I was just at the American Film Market in Vegas, and what they're saying is the United States knows nothing about formula pictures. They don't do anything of interest. They don't do anything that's really, I mean, there are pictures that are being made, but Hollywood isn't supporting them and they're not releasing them. And now people are so sick of people like Julia Roberts, and George Clooney. The two of them just lost a job with their contract with Universal because they didn't keep their mouths shut. And like, what are they doing? Well, then we find out Kamala Harris paid him $1 million each. I mean, so people are going, wait a second, I have to buy a ticket for 25, $30 to see George Clooney in a movie, but the wannabe president who got my money to support her, if they did, paid him just to say I'm voting for it. Everybody's turning against Hollywood. You can see
Yeah.
the corruption there.
Oh yeah.
Sorry if I'm long-winded, but I
Well,
didn't
you
know
know
you knew.
what? No, people want to see you, not me. But here's the thing.
Mhm.
It's interesting you say that because with with the whole thing with the woke communities and this and that, I mean, the stuff like that is getting way out of hand. It's not about creating a story. It's about an agenda now. Um, I'm seeing it all over the place right now, and I can understand why a lot of actors are leaving and going to Florida and whatnot. They're getting tired of having people tell them how to make their movie, just let them make their movie, and but it's interesting. I had somebody tell me the other day because I took issue with the fact that people talk about inclusivity and acceptance, but yet it seems to be okay to be racist against straight white males.
Yeah. Oh,
And I'm getting a little tired of that because I'm a straight white male. I don't have a nasty bone in me towards any race or any gender or whatever. I don't care whether a person's trans, whether
mhm,
they're uh, different skin color. I don't care, you know.
mhm,
Um, but I had somebody tell me recently that, I'm discovering empathy because I'm finding out now what others have felt like before me, and I'm like, I didn't do that, and why should I have to,
mhm.
you know? It's like we're supposed to learn from history, but
Not
now is,
erase it. Not
yeah.
erase it.
And with the
Um,
whole thing with the LBTGQ or
mhm.
whatever that is,
That
that being,
long word.
that is being weaponized now.
Oh, totally.
Yep, because I heard
Totally.
about the
Totally.
small community in Canada here. Like it's like stop because they didn't wave the pride flag, and I'm like, if people want to
Mm,
wave the flag, fine, go for it. But here's the thing. If I'm a business, the only flags I think I'm obligated to raise are the Canadian flag, or in this case, the New Brunswick flag, or I'm personally I'm going with Toronto, but still.
yeah.
But if people want to raise a pride flag, by all means, go for it. But don't tell everybody they have to.
No.
Like I thought
No.
flags were for countries, not ideologies.
Well, they were. They were until this last regime got in, of course, Biden. And don't get me started on that because you don't have enough time. But
Yeah.
Biden took this country to a whole new
So
low
did Trudeau.
level. And so did Trudeau.
Yeah.
And Mexico participated, and so did many other countries for their own convenience to get rid of people out of jail. I mean, I've had seen a lot of articles written that, Trump shouldn't have said, we have all the riffraff coming across the border, except that it's true. And the reason I know that, because others don't know that, they just know what their little, they call them what, sheepies. They follow whatever CNN tells them to follow. Um, but what you know now is, because I'm involved in politics, and they can't even send them home. The countries won't take them back. Now, I know for a fact in Toronto and in Montreal, probably other provinces, you have what's called, certainly Vancouver, immigration jail.
Hmm.
They call it an immigration hotel. And people come across with a fake passport or no passport. They're put into that hotel, but it has bars on it. And they are kept there. Some of them are there for years because their country won't take them back and Canada won't allow them in. I'm probably sure
Wow. Yeah, I find it interesting because there's like I said, I've got nothing against any.
states, which was a plan,
Yeah.
and you can't get rid of them. What do you do with them? What do you do with them? You can't kill them. We don't have jail structures to put them in. What do you do with
Well,
them? And why do you
um,
have them here? That's a bigger question.
because certain politicians want votes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And guess what? It didn't work in the United States, did it?
No, it's not working here either.
Good. And let's hope it never works because you don't want that kind of a
No.
country.
No, we don't. No, we
Mm-mm.
don't. But I find it funny because, I see people of all races every day.
Hmm.
And I don't think I'm any better or any worse than any one of them. And that goes for people that are trans as well, like I
Hmm.
don't like I don't see a lot of trans people around me because I work overnight, so I only see a limited amount of people, but I know when I'm at the conventions I see trans people and
Hmm.
I've had no problem associating with them.
No.
But then again, I'm not associating with what ones that seem to be on the news carrying on, like you know,
Hmm.
suing people for not acknowledging their pronouns. This is another thing too. If I see somebody with pink hair but it's got facial hair,
Mm.
now this hasn't happened to me, but I know it's happened to other people, and you address them as sir, and they get angry. I'm like, you kind of backed into a corner.
Yeah.
Because women generally don't have facial hair for the most part.
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
haven't had that issue, so I'm kind of preaching to the choir here, but I do hear about it a lot with the political situation going on, and it's like, you know, I agree with what Per Poilievre said. Wants to axe the carbon tax. I mean, that affects everybody. Everybody, regardless of
Hmm.
gender, race, or sex or whatever, that affects everybody. He wants to fix the budget. We definitely need that. Everybody's affected by that. He wants to build the homes. We have tent and cabinets all over the place here. Yes, we need affordable housing. And if I'm
Yeah.
ever going to move to Toronto, I need to be able to afford to do so. And he wants to stop the crime because Trudeau has this friggin' catch and release thing going on here. And that's not working out so well. And
Yeah.
it's pissing off a lot of people.
Well, it should. Well, it
But
should. If you go out and get arrested, they're not going to release you. You're a white man. You have no hope. Okay, they're going to throw the book at you. Again, when we were talking before the show started, that's a George Soros
mhm.
presentation, catch and release. And I already told you he was in your country backing her. You know, that woman who was after the truckers, the one
Oh,
that went for all the
Christia
truckers.
Freeland?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and she wanted to,
yeah, they froze the bank account of the trucker
yeah.
convoy. Like I gotta
Not
say,
just
those.
them.
Mhm.
I happen to know, and I'm not going to name names because I saw the big following in Canada, and trust me, people call me, people come to see me, blah blah blah. I happen to know two different Canadians that don't even know each other whose bank accounts were frozen because they donated to the trucker convoy. Now, who does that? George Soros. George Soros, the same man that was after Trump, every DA was backed by George Soros. And
Mhm.
the reason that woman just resigned, everybody said, oh, why did she resign? Because Trudeau can't get back, his ratings are too low. No, she resigned because she knows there's going to be a big push on taking George Soros down in this country that's going to overflow into your country. And she's going to be investigated if the next gentleman, as you and I hope, gets in, you're gonna see her day come. And it's not gonna be pretty. They're
Yeah.
criminals. George Soros and team are criminals.
Hmm.
And I
Yeah.
told you, I already did that interview. People can't say to me, well, you don't know him. Yeah, I do know him. I interviewed him 30 some odd years ago. Yeah,
Hmm.
I do know him. And I know his son too.
Hmm.
Okay, so let's get on to pleasantries. You can't get to
Pleasantries.
Toronto, and I can't get to the moon. So how can we work that out? Hmm.
Well, first off, we got to find out why your dogs are the size of Clifford the big red dog, because you know, either that or you're gonna have to start working out so you can have some leverage.
Well, I can tell you that unfortunately, Biden took this country to a new financial low,
Hmm.
and people can't feed themselves, never mind their dogs. So the bigger dogs go first.
Oh,
They
we
go
have
into
something in
shelters.
common. True has done
Yeah.
that here too.
Hmm.
I'm
So,
working two jobs, almost 80 hours a week, or give or take 80 hours a week. First
hmm
time of my
yeah,
life, working two jobs.
yeah, yeah. Well, it crosses over. As I just said to you, people in your country maybe are not knowledgeable about this George Soros thing. I mean, and those that aren't should know. And the only thing they should know at the age of 12 years old, he was turning in his relatives, family included, to the Nazis and being paid for it. And that's how he got to this country. And he wasn't tried because he was a child at that time when he did it, but he brought a boatload of money with him. So the Nazis bought this country. But I got news for you. That investigation is going to be reopened once Trump gets in, as it should be, because that money, how did it grow and who participated in blood money? And that's what it is, blood money. He's a criminal. He came here
Mhm.
as a criminal. He's still living here as a criminal. He's still doing criminal activity. So George Soros, I'm referring to, and that moved over to your country. For a fact, I know that too. So, and it's probably other countries as well. Um, but you don't want criminals buying off your politicians because that hurts you, the white male who's now at the low totem pole. And see, they want to bring up all the minorities because they want the minority to follow them and vote for them. And they want to get rid of you because you have too much intelligence. There's
Well,
no secret to this new platform. Yeah.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
but anyway, everybody gets rid of their bigger dogs because they can't feed them. They either let them go in the streets or they bring them to pound. And I work with the animal shelter here where I am in Florida, and they do not kill. It's a no kill shelter. We did one of the
I
best
love
things.
that. Hmm.
We did one of the best things. We all pay a little bit of money, and we do not. We do not kill animals. And the other great thing is we can foster animals. We can bring, if there's going to be a hurricane, we can all go get the animals, bring them to our house if we have a house. Um, and we don't have to pay any money or anything. We adopt, we don't pay any money. In order to adopt, you have to bring food for the rest of the animals that are in the shelter, one bag of kibble or canned food or something. It's completely rational. So I take dogs from California,
Hmm.
Houston, Texas, huge area that kills them, Georgia, and I import them in. And I have like an acre here. And as I told you, one of my dogs went to the Wounded Warriors, smart little girl, Belgium, Malinois.
Hmm.
So I do what I can, you know. I love animals. I mean, I do. I love animals.
Well, I got a kitty. He's
I
over
know
there.
Skittles.
Skittles is,
Skittles. I've seen pictures of her.
yeah, he's over there curled up asleep. It's like Skittles, I could have used him to help me on my shifts.
Yeah. Yeah.
He just doesn't do that. Yeah, Skittles is lazy. He's a lazy kitty. Now that shelter, they just have dogs and cats. They have any other
Oh, yeah.
animals?
Horses. We're in Florida, babe. Goats. I don't think they have chickens because people really raise chickens in Florida. I'm on a lake, I'm on lakefront property, and across the lake, the girl over there has a bunch of chickens. Um, so I don't think the animal shelter has chickens, but they have horses, and they've had a couple of goats. You can go adopt a goat if you want.
Mhm.
Hmm. But that's it. I mean, they don't have any fox. We have fox here, but they don't do anything. I have stray cats, and I've had one stray for 13 years, and so there's nothing out there. There's bears. I've had bears. I've walked out my front door and they've been there.
Well, I know something else they have in Florida now that they didn't have for a long time
Oh,
was Burmese pythons.
I knew you were going to say that.
And I do love snakes, but I understand they're an invasive creature, and they're even taking out the alligators.
Yeah, boy, I'll tell you, that's become a problem. That
Hmm.
has, because, yeah, yeah. Well, I'm glad you love them. We'll ship them your way then when we get them.
You know,
That'll get you to Toronto.
yeah, that's become a problem I know in Florida with Burmese pythons but uh
Yeah.
I hate seeing them killed,
Oh, yeah,
you
I
know. I
agree.
but I kind of get why because they're really having an effect. It's just like the cane toad situation of Australia. Uh,
Mhm.
Cane's toads were brought somewhere to take care of, I think, some kind of insect population or something, and they're poisonous to eat. So
Yeah,
other animals get hold of cane toads, and that becomes a whole new problem. So cane toads became an issue there in
yeah.
Australia, but um,
Hmm.
but yeah, you guys got animals in Florida that we don't have here, you know. Um, I know we have moose, but I've never seen one.
Oh my God, you're kidding. In New
Never
Brunswick?
seen one.
Oh my God, I've seen so many when I was living up there. Oh
Now,
wow, how do
deer,
you must not go out at night or something. Although you work at night.
mhm.
You
Deer,
drive, right?
yeah, I drive to my buildings and do clean. Deer, I see those,
Yeah. And
and
that's yeah, that you know, we got hit with a lot of deer. You know, our AD on Blue Seduction had I was in the car with him and I swear the deer ran into the car. He didn't run into the deer. Um, but yeah, I've seen a lot of moose, especially in the summer, because apparently they get bit by those flies and they run like the dickens and run right into the road.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm amazed you haven't seen
I see the
where you
warning
live.
signs if I go from Fredericton to St. John or
Yeah.
from St. John to Moncton. I see the signs up to be watchable of moose, but I haven't seen one. I really don't want to either, to be honest.
No, I don't blame you. They're dangerous.
Yeah,
They'll come right through your windshield and decapitate you. Do you live downtown New Brunswick or you live on the outskirts?
I live in Fredericton, the city of Fredericton.
I mean, yeah, the city of Fredericton, but downtown
No,
or
I'm
on
up.
the
I'm
out?
up. I'm uptown.
You're uptown. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so you have to drive. I'm shocked that you haven't seen any moose. Ah, that's amazing.
Now
I was there 2 years. I saw several. Yeah.
at nights when I go to the dumpster, I see raccoons.
Hmm.
I see raccoons all over the place.
Oh
You
God, I
know?
have them here. Yeah,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I am here.
Yeah,
They're
I got a story for you.
mm,
I cleaned my cat's litter box one night and I went to take that and the garbage out. And it was nighttime and I walked out to the dumpster and the dumpster thing was open, the side
yeah,
thing.
the top.
Yeah. No, it was a side thing. You slide it.
Oh, side. Oh,
Yeah. And so I took the bag and I aimed carefully and I went like this and I went like this. And then the third time I tossed it, and just as it was going through the opening, a raccoon came out and it caught the raccoon in the head.
oh
The, ra
wow.
the raccoon got out of there and I'm like the raccoon was assaulted by cat shit. So I told everybody, I said,
Wow.
I prevented a robbery. This
Yeah,
this the creature had a mask.
yeah. They are cute.
Okay.
They are really cute. I have them here too.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
they're cute.
yeah, they're like a family of them are in the dumpsters. Occasionally I'll see skunks. I'll
Oh,
see porcupines we see every so often.
wow.
And now there's certain areas like Silverwood or Woodstock Road we can see fox. It's rare.
Mhm.
It's rare, but I've seen fox before. Black bear, I've seen small black bear, but
Yeah,
only very, very seldom. I was up in
yeah.
Penny and I
Here
saw
too.
black bear. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, Now coyote, I've seen once on Bishop Drive driving home one night. A
Mm,
coyote crossed the road. It's like, wow, you know.
yeah.
But
And that's unusual because they usually travel in pairs. So
yeah.
that's very unusual. Yeah.
Well, we had like McDonald's and Burger King and whatnot are open overnights and Tim Hortons. So I think the coyote wanted to go get some food. He's like tired of
Yeah,
hunting. Let's go through the drive-through.
that's a habit. They're well aware of, well aware.
You get tired of
Hmm.
chasing that road runner. Let's go to the drive-through. You
Yep.
know, in the summer, occasionally you could see small garter snakes. Um, Turtles are a rare scene, but I have seen them. They're interesting to see when you can see them. And bald eagles. Occasionally I'll see bald
Yeah.
eagles. Yeah.
Hmm.
And if you get close enough, bald eagles quite a sight. So we've got
Yeah.
some interesting animals here.
Oh, yeah,
Chipmunks,
definitely.
squirrels. Now,
Hmm.
squirrels, we have gray and red squirrel. I remember when I first went to Toronto, I saw what I thought was a skunk, and I was in a city area, and
Hmm.
it turned out no, it was a black squirrel. I was like, black squirrels? I'd never
Wow.
seen black squirrels before. And
No.
yeah, we don't have black squirrels here, but they got them all over the place in Toronto.
Ah,
Yeah.
wow.
So
Well, they're not racist.
we've got gray and red squirrels here.
Yeah.
But I never knew that there were black squirrels until now. When I go to Toronto, I see them all the time. All the time, all over the place, and I'm like, wow. So I always appreciate seeing them when I'm in Toronto because it's just something that
Hmm.
we just don't have here. But but yeah, I want to make Toronto my permanent home. I love
Hmm.
it there. Where I do a podcast, I think it's kind of the right place for me to be. So, and
Yeah. Yeah.
so
That's a
you all,
beautiful background.
yeah.
Hmm.
So are you all set for Christmas?
Well, we really had our Christmas in Las Vegas. I flew everybody in there, and because I recognized, my grandsons, I have two, and they're
Mhm.
all over 18 and on. And they don't really want to come here. They used to love the lake because we have jet skis and stuff like that, but now they're more interested in bars and picking up girls. And so I flew them into Vegas and got a beautiful suite at the Hilton on Las Vegas Boulevard. And so they had a week there. That was our Christmas, really. Gambling and going out to shows and stuff. I think
Mhm.
they saw the Eagles and Pitbull or somebody. I don't know. And
Oh, well, we have eagles and pit bulls here too.
it's really interesting, that. I just thought of that. Wow. Yeah. That's amazing. Well,
That's the me being
I
smart.
I've known the Eagles. I don't even want to tell you. I mean, I've known them for years. I was hang out at Santa Monica where one of them
Hmm.
lived, and we used to see him all the time. So I didn't want to go see him, but yeah, that's interesting. Eagles and Pitbull. That I'm sure there were other things there without a animal name. Boy. Yeah, so that was our Christmas. So we have a guest house here, and Gary, my significant other there, his daughter lives in it with her two kids. One is 6 and one's 13. So we'll have a small Christmas with them.
Hmm.
But am I ready? Yeah, yeah. You know how you get ready? You just send people money. You're ready. You put in a little envelope with a red, Santa Claus sticker. That's the Christmas.
Yeah, I got Skittles some treats this morning, so
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Yeah. Did you get a little Santa hat?
Actually, no, but Lisa Langlois, the actress that I connect with when I'm in Toronto, because she was the one that introduced me to that beautiful city.
Yeah.
I just sent her a gift in the mail yesterday, and
Yeah.
one year she sent a Santa hat for Skittles with a Santa beard on it. Skittles wasn't liking that. He, he
Not
was
cooperating.
he was
Didn't
not
like the
cooperating.
costume.
Yeah, he
It's
was,
hard.
but I did get it. He got it off quick.
Oh,
But
that's cute.
yeah,
Mm,
but no, I love this time of year, and I remember I was in Toronto. I think it was 2019. It was I think Horrorama was happening at the end of
mm.
November that year, and it went into December, and I got to see all the Christmas lights up, and I took a picture of the CN Tower, and it was lit up in green and red. Beautiful.
Wow.
Mm,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, they do it well. I was there, 2000. I'm really going back. 2019, I think, when I did Cuckoo Cafe in Fredericton, and then I went to Toronto um, for a couple of weeks for some business, and it was just beautiful. And I flew out Christmas Eve, and it was just really beautiful.
Good me.
Yeah, really festive, and so they're still dressing everything up and all that, even today. That's
Mhm.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I love
Very nice,
Toronto.
very festive. Yeah,
See, if I moved to Toronto, I wouldn't even have to have my car because the transit system there is
yeah, yeah.
so. But yeah. So, did you attend any screenings of Trick or Treat on Halloween?
No,
No,
it's
you
only
didn't?
on television, and like it's not even on the bigger channels. I don't know who runs it. I guess Turner Classics or somebody. I don't know. But people write to me on Facebook. Not just people I know, but other people too. I write and drop a note either that day or night or the next day, and say they're watching it. I'm going like, oh, okay, because I mean, not too much to the movie. I mean, it's a very old movie.
I would have been 10 years old when that movie came out in
Yeah.
1982.
And there you were. Yeah. Yeah.
So the
Well,
little kid in the movie, does Santa Claus
mm.
find him, or is he still on the naughty list?
Oh, he's on the naughty list. Well, he was Gary Graver, the director's son.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And Gary, of course, passed away. Wow. I want to get this right. Probably 10 years ago, maybe a little more. And I've only seen him once. The kid, can't remember his name. We had they wanted to do a re-edit, and we all got together and had to talk about various scenes.
Hmm.
And boy, he doesn't look anything like that kid. He tattoos all over himself, and
Oh, really?
oh yeah, yeah, tall, thin, wiry, not the little chubby boy, and Christopher was his name, Christopher Graver.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so his Gary's other son, Sean, inherited the movie when Gary passed, and he did a re-release. And that's when I saw Chris and everybody else, Peter Chasen and the Carrie was passed as well. David Carradine was also passed. Everybody in the movie, excuse me, was dead, pretty much. Not Steve Railsback. He was there.
So does
So,
he have a tattoo of Peter Jason on him?
yeah, Peter, I mean, he still acts, yeah. Great actor, Peter Jason.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me. My throat's
Yeah.
not going, but
Well, I know last time you and I talked, you were making a film in Australia.
convertible to do that role.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gave him uh I'm wondering if Peter still has it, but yeah, Gary when Gary asked Peter to be in it, Peter said, I don't want any money. Excuse me, I want your car. So, and Gary gave it to him.
There you go.
Yeah,
Did he
yeah, and that
did he
was,
did he dress up in drag when he drove it around?
I don't know. I probably,
You
because
you
Peter is
you
a
you
little
do a
weird.
lot of movies with people dressing up in drag because that was one of the scenes in Driving Massacre too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was a very in thing back then. Now you get arrested if you do that. You
Yeah,
can't
but
even put on blackface, so you go to jail.
but in those movies they were funny when they dressed up in drag.
Yeah, they
I
were.
mean,
And I mean, it was harmless. It was
yeah,
harmless.
yeah. Well, it was
Today
about
we've
the
got too
yeah,
many control freaks.
yeah,
They don't know how to do better in the country, so they do worse.
yeah.
That's the
Oh, there's a lot of that.
Mhm.
I remember last time we talked, you said you were making a movie in Australia. How did that go?
Correct. It still hasn't even gone. It's been such a We had, and the reason why is because of the business here. Um, I have a deal with Lionsgate,
Hmm.
and Lionsgate wouldn't accept any of the cast that we presented. Um, and so the cast that they wanted, um, it's almost impossible to get them, because everybody else wants them. So to get them in a movie at the same time, without pay or play, which I have no investors who are willing to do that, is almost impossible. Now we have Eric Bana, who,
Hmm.
because the other actor, and I still have Willem Dafoe because I was in To Live and Die in LA with him.
I like
But
him.
yeah, we're waiting to see, after the first of the year, if we can arrange something with that cast and move it over to Saban. Trying to work with Saban right now because Lionsgate's become really impossible to deal with. They keep claiming they're broke, but I don't know how that's possible. But I don't know everything, so So no, it still has not gone. I have two films scheduled for Australia. I have an Australia partner
Hmm.
who has the Australian movie money, but it hasn't gone yet, unfortunately.
So, if you don't mind me asking, and if you can't tell me this, that's okay. But I just
Yeah.
wondering, who was you trying to cast that the studio didn't want?
Oh my God. They don't. Antonio Banderas.
Really? They didn't want him? He's
Mhm.
about to be in Baby Girl with Nicole Kidman, which should be
Mhm.
granting her her next Oscar.
Yeah.
What
No.
was wrong with him? He was Zorro.
I didn't want him.
Wow. Who else did they not want?
I'm trying to think who they did want. I'm trying to backtrack. Um, well, that was the biggest thing is that Antonio was really right for the project, and they said that they just didn't think that he sold well, and so that was 9 months of our life working with him, and they wouldn't have him. The world in distribution in Hollywood has really changed drastically. They really want the bigger names, and the bigger names don't want to work because they only stand behind the tentpole pictures like, the Fabulous Four or something, Harry Potter series they just, and yet some of those are losing money. Some of those are just going straight to streaming. I know which presents another problem because investors are savvy and they're saying, how do I make my money back when the distributor's throwing right to streaming? Where do I get my profit? Where do I
You
make
know,
my money and my profit? Mhm.
that's a problem right now because
Yes, it is. Huge.
my
Hmm.
TV, I have it set up to watch my Blu-rays.
Hmm.
I don't
Yes.
watch television. I still like going to the movies. I
Yes.
love going to the movies. I resent this whole thing of putting movies on streaming. I think movies should have at least a 90-day window,
Hmm.
at least, you know.
But Greg, that's you. Okay. After COVID and no one was going to the theaters and everybody was, buying big screen televisions, putting them in their home and
I
watching
did too.
Netflix. And now people don't want to get off their ass and go to the movies and pay 20, 25 bucks for a ticket. They want to stay home and watch it. I'm talking about the average person. Okay. People like you and I don't like enjoy. I watch a lot of movies. I get sent a lot of movies that aren't even released. I can't tell you the amount of movies I get, hoping that I can sell it. I still have two streaming channels. One is set up for foreign buyers, called Final Chance, and the
Mhm.
other one is Crimes and Capers that are older movies that aren't being picked up, and we put them up. And both streaming channels are free. It's advertised based. That's it. People that send me their movies and we put them up on Crimes and Capers don't make any money. The only good thing that's ever happened uh, is we ran Damsel of Death, a movie I made in a long time ago, 2000. True story. And BBC picked it up. And BBC now is doing a documentary for Netflix. I'm really not even supposed to talk about it, but I'm part of that documentary. So when it's aired, I'll let you know because it's a pretty powerful documentary and I opened the movie. So, Netflix is over the moon with what we've already shot and stuff. But that was one in a million chance that that would happen. Most of the movies I put up there, um, and even on Final Chance for foreign, I'm selling like rights for 5,000, 10,000. It's not my decision, it's the filmmaker's decision, but they're taking it because they're not getting any offers anywhere else. A lot of movies out there, but not a lot of outlets to have your movie seen or get money for. Streaming is, they're streaming big movies. I mean, big movies.
Want me to tell you
And
something?
I'm sorry.
Want me to tell you something?
Yes, please.
When I was
Mhm.
in Toronto, you see, we got a 10 screen theater here.
Yes.
And we got movies that play on multiple screens and so which is a bit annoying. In Toronto, they have multiple theaters.
Yeah.
And here's my story, my last trip to Toronto, and I took video of this on my phone, just pointed at me talking about my experiences. But after I was at Frightmare in the Falls the weekend, I come back
Hmm.
to Toronto, and okay, I went to the Varsity Theater in Toronto, and I saw Anora.
Mm.
I
Mm.
enjoyed that. And I was at the Varsity before, and I just enjoyed the experience. Then I went to a theater that I spent a lot of time at this trip in Toronto. They got a
Yeah.
theater called Imagine Theater, Imagine Cinemas on Carlton, and you got regular movies that play there, but they also have movies playing there for $5.
Oh, wow.
And I guess they do that all year because they got Christmas movies playing there right now. When I was there in October, the whole month, it was horror films.
Hmm.
And they're playing on Pacific days or around the month. So
Yeah.
I was like, wow. I went one night for $5. I saw Clue for the first time,
Mm.
and I saw John Carpenter's Halloween, which I've
Oh,
seen on
wow.
the big screen before, but I love Halloween, so I was gonna go see
Yeah.
that. $5 a piece, so $10 for the two, and the popcorn and stuff was $5.
Mm.
So I went to that and I was like, oh, I gotta go back. I gotta go back. I went back the following night. Well, before I went there, I went to the theater on Dundas, where the Eaton Center is. There's a Cineplex. There was I went there to see It Follows for its 10th anniversary. I hadn't seen It Follows, so I was like, oh, go see this. Be nice to see it fresh on the big screen. It was in theater 14, and I was like, wow, 14 theaters? I went there and I had to ask somebody, where's theater 14? And you go, up the escalator. Went up the escalator, it says theaters 11 to 24. And I'm like, 24 theaters in here. It blew my
Mhm.
mind. And I went and saw It Follows in this beautiful, big, multi-layered theater. And then after that, I went to the Carlton, and for $5, I went to The Exorcist. And it's the
Oh,
sixth time, it's the sixth time I've seen The Exorcist on the big screen too, because I've seen that screen various times. So I went and saw it there. And then
hmm.
the following day was Halloween. Was it Halloween or was it the third? Yeah, I think it was the 30th. I went to TIFF Lightbox, which Lisa Langway introduced me to last year. Well, I went there this year and I saw the movie Rumors there,
Oh, yeah.
which I enjoyed. I went to that. Then I went back to Carlton. I
Mm.
went and saw Halloween again, and I saw the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, excellent. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the following day, I went to the Cineplex that was closest to me, and I saw Conclave.
Hmm.
And um, I think I ended because it was November 1st. They're switching over and they're playing some other movies. So I got to see Full Metal Jacket there as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Well,
a ride.
yeah.
That's a ride.
I've seen quite a few Kubrick movies on the big screen. Clockwork Orange
Man,
was the
he,
second midnight screening I've ever seen in my life. I was in 1996. But
wow.
I
Yeah.
saw a lot of movies.
But do they all have audiences where they're
Yes, they did.
paying?
Oh yeah.
They had paid ticket holders in them. Well, that's very
Now
unique
that is in
because,
Toronto. You see, that would be hard here
yeah,
because it's the
yeah,
population smaller.
yeah, yeah.
Toronto. Oh
But
yeah.
also, I mean, in Hollywood, I mean, in LA, nobody's going to the movies. Everybody's afraid they're going to be shot. I mean, LA has a big problem with security. It's you know, too much crime, too much crime. And so, I mean, it's just people don't want to go anymore. And that's hurt the distribution business. And the distributors have hurt themselves. I'm not taking their side on this because there are things they can do that could immediately change it all around, but they're not willing to ante up any money to do it. So, and your point is well taken. When you have stars to the tune of a Banderas not being accepted, I mean that's the beginning of the industry crumbling because
Hmm.
it's not up to the industry, it's up to the audience to watch the star, not the distributor.
Yeah.
The distributors want to stand behind the movie. That's the problem. Nobody wants to put up any money. They want to be able to go out there and say, I have so and so in the movie. How much will you, the buyer or the theater owner, rent or buy the movie for? And they don't want to do that work. They're too lazy. After COVID, nobody's working. I believe Trump is going to turn that around. I think you're going to see, not in the first year, perhaps the second or third. I think you're going to see a big difference in this country.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's just not too late. That
Well, one of
he
my
can save it. Mhm.
yeah, well, I was going to say one of my enjoyments when I was telling you about all the movies I saw was that I went to different theaters
Yes,
and it was just I loved the atmosphere. Now, of course, it was $5 for those classic movies. I had to take advantage of that.
of
And
course. Yes.
there's that, yeah. But I I love the very different theaters there, and I had blast at that. Um, no, I hoped not get shot at a movie or something like that,
Yeah.
but
Well,
I
you're
never
in
felt
Canada.
endangered.
I mean,
Yeah, I never felt endangered in Toronto. People at the job I got fired at a couple of years ago, and I think they were looking for an excuse to get rid of me because they would piss all over the fact I wanted to move to Toronto, and all I heard was the crime thing, and I think they're full of shit.
why do people care what other people do?
Well, I find
I
it
could
funny
never.
because anytime I posted something about Toronto, one of those dipshits would come on there and say, "You're not onto this again, are you?" Or they'd say, "If you wanted to move to Toronto so bad, why haven't you done it?" And I'm like, "Well,
Yeah.
why, okay, give me the money and I'll do it." It's like it's not a matter of me not wanting to. It's a matter of can I do it? I don't want to move there until I know I can sustain myself. You gotta be smart when you do that.
hmm Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
Yep. So
All right.
that's
Well, we
yeah.
should be wrapping this up. I got a dog over here that wants to go out and I can't walk her.
Well, no,
So
no, no. You can't take that dog out. I heard what
I
happened.
cannot. I cannot. I have to let her
You
go
that
without
dog, that
being on a
dog.
leash. She's over here. Do you hear her shaking? She's like telling me. So is there anything else you want to end this with?
Yeah, don't take that dog out. He'll drag you around. Didn't you
No,
used to watch the
I can't touch
Flintstones?
her. Yeah, I can't touch
Remember,
her. I wish you could see her. I don't know if you could see.
remember the Flintstones when Dino would run and you'd see Fred like flying through the air
Yeah.
with a hand on the leash. That's what I'm picturing happen to you. You can't take the dog out.
Oh, this one's unbelievable. This one's unbelievable. She has to go through training a little bit longer, but not with me, with the real trainer.
Well,
Okay,
you keep yourself safe, you know.
I will. I'm not worried.
I hope your ribs will heal up,
Yeah,
you know. And like
right.
I said, I would have had no issue if we postponed this, but I'm glad we were
No,
able to
I
get on
know.
and do this. And
Yeah.
Yeah, but heal up,
And I
rest up.
appreciate that.
Oh
I
yeah,
will.
I would have had no problem with that. So but
Okay.
have yourself a Merry Christmas and
You too, and we'll do it again next year when I'm all better because I'm starting to feel the pain too from sitting in one spot. I'm coming. She's pulling me right now by
oh, I
the.
know what you're gonna do. Next year you're gonna say, I got an elephant and it pulled me.
I hope that I can find somebody to adopt her next year. I love her,
Well,
but she's a little
yeah.
bit too needy for me.
Well, folks, we've been talking to Jackie Giroux of Trick or Treats and Drive-In Massacre and all kinds of various films like that. And I
Hmm.
can't believe how long we've known each other, like since
Yeah,
Silverwave, Back
yeah.
then, I didn't know about these movies, so it
Hmm.
was a small world. But
Thank you. Thank you, Greg. And you've been a devout friend. I wish you the best, and I hope you do get, I hope Santa brings you a Toronto apartment or something to get you there.
well, I want either Toronto or Emma Stone.
Oh, well, you got a better shot at Toronto only because she's married.
Yeah, I know she's
Otherwise, I'd say
married.
she's not getting rid of him. He's loaded. He's
You know
loaded.
what? You know what? I wish her well. Um,
Mhm.
I'll leave you with this. I often joked. I said, Emma Stone's the best relationship I have. And they say, why? And I say, she only needs me whenever she's got a movie out. And when I go to that movie, she spends 2 hours entertaining me. And then I leave. There's no strings attached. I just have to wait for her next movie.
Right.
I she doesn't have to wake up next to me because Lord forbid what she'd have to experience what Skittles experience. I mean, Skittles runs in the other room when he sees me naked, and that's. But here's the thing: I don't have to see Emma's bad habits.
That's right. That's
I see
right.
her up there on the screen, and I'm like Emma and all of her gorgeous glamour.
Hmm.
So I'm like, it's the
Great.
best relationship I have.
Good. Okay. Well, the best to you. Best of the holiday to you. And we'll do it again next year sometime.
Absolutely.
Maybe
Jackie,
from
Merry
Australia.
There you go. Hey, there you go. I have kangaroos hopping around
Oh,
in the
he froze
background.
again.
So have you. So have you. There you
Okay. Bye
go.
bye. Okay.
Take it easy. Merry Christmas to
Thank
you.
you. You
God
too.
bless. Bye
Okay.
bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
I don't even know how to get out of here. Oh, there you go.